All right, I have a lot I want to cover today. I'm excited about today's video. Usually I like to open up with a little bit of a dialogue, but we don't have time today. I have a ton that I want to cover. Starting, at the charts like I like to do with a little bit of breadth. We've got pretty much all-time high closes across the board here again. Switch this out for the Qs. And yep, sitting there at all-time highs in tech as well. So, pretty good look across our indexes just off of all-time highs there in IWM and small caps. And I've been digging through sectors all morning long, but we'll jump over here to ClearTape and check out first the relative rotation graph. Now we had some things rolling back down sort of into lagging where, midweek last week we had things popping up. We rolled back down into lagging and now have some sectors improving again, and we've got tech up here top right, nearly as strong as we can get here for tech. Moving over to just the rating relative rotation graph, but I prefer to look at the RSRM, something I've not seen anywhere else, but I want to not only have relative strength but also relative momentum. So relative to the historical price action of the sector, we want to know when we're also getting momentum, not just strength, okay? Holding momentum more specifically. So that's why I like to do the RSRM tab here a little bit more. But, just on the more typical rating, guys, this looks really interesting. We've got materials, industrials, and financials trying to pop back up here again, which I like. I do like to see. Where's healthcare? Right here, healthcare pulling back down into lagging. Okay, and then what about communications, which is now the second heaviest weighted, down here into lagging? Well, guys, what I think we're seeing is some of the infrastructure build out move into, obviously that requires materials, industrials as well. So I think we're starting to see a bit of a reflection of that. We want to be focused there. I've got quite a few names we'll look at here today within that, but look, that's a good look for me there. And then the participation matrix, we'll go ahead and pull this up again as well. I mentioned, so you have last week, the big rotation day, last Wednesday, where it was a good time to jump in for a swing trade. Obviously, a lot of those trades went very well, but then we started to fade off, which that's normal. I talked about that in yesterday's watch list video. Paying attention here to the stocks above and below their 50 and 200-day moving averages, the percent above, we kind of had things improving as we had that big rotation day, I would call broadening day last Wednesday. Started to pop up and then fade off just a little bit, but then we had an uptick yesterday. So I said in yesterday's watch list to watch for that. Guys, we got it, okay? So that's a good look. We had 107 stocks in the S&P 1500 close, 4% up. Good look. And then 12 closing 10% up, which even looking back to that really strong day last week, that's higher. There was only 8 that day. So a nice day in the market, guys, a nice day. And we saw a little bit of broadening. You can start to see that in all of these are confirming it, right? This is a rotation dashboard, a breadth dashboard, and then we can go in and find the leaders, of course, but all like the cumulative AD, the percent above, seeing that. So we had the move off of March 30th, everything was going up, and then we needed to be selective for about 2 months because everything was tech. We popped up last week, pulled back again, and we're starting to curl again, as you can see right here. So if we can get this to continue higher, guys, that suggests broadening out, and it's what we want to see. The longer we're held up just by one sector in the market, the sketchier I would suggest things are going to be. But if we can start to see things broaden out, then that's going to be very attractive. So I'd really like to see really the top sectors is going to help the most, right? So you have tech leading, of course, we all know that. But if we can get communications, which is now the number 2 heaviest weighted sector by market cap, and then you've got financials is number 3 and healthcare now being number 4. Financials popping up is a good thing, and then healthcare and comms are pulling back, so we want to keep an eye on that. We'd like to see maybe today's a day where we see some flow into that, so that guys, and then if we get a continuation out of materials and industrials, maybe some consumer discretionary. This could be a good moment for rotation in the market, so keep an eye on that. We're going to get into some names and all kinds of things, but I've got a couple ideas that I want to talk about. I added something today to ClearTape where global ETFs, okay, this is something you saw where I selected it there. You've got your US sectors and then global ETFs. Now, This was important for me to add because I noticed that the emerging markets ETF was just going higher, 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 sitting at all-time highs. Started to look over there at Taiwan and at South Korea. Like, these are hot markets. You've even got Colombia popping up, Argentina. Guys, there's some stuff in here. So for those of you using it, it is there in ClearTape. You've just got to go and select right here under global. You can switch it. Keep an eye on these global ETFs, you guys. Just a whole new set of ideas. And going into it, jump to my emerging markets. So going into it, like just clicking into some of these things, you guys, I mean, some of these are really moving well. Let's go up to, like look at this, guys. Like, this is playable. Look at that triple. That's a 30% move on the triple R would have been slightly higher, but that's a triple R. I know, I don't know if I should say people by name in this, but I know some people in the community took this trade. I mean, that's a 20% move on underlying on shares. You slap options on those. I know the spreads can be a little difficult. They're not quite as liquid as maybe some of the hottest names out there, but they're playable. I mean, look at all this accumulation and stuff coming, guys. These are markets we need to be paying attention to. So I've put it into ClearTape so we can start making it easier to monitor. Guys, I have shared, if you want this and you're not in the community and stuff, I'll copy the link, drop it in your comment. If you want my ETF list, guys, be looking at this stuff. Look at Thailand, since it's changing character here on the weekly, right? Change of character. Guess what happened? I talked about this when it happened. When it changed character, I said the next triple R, I mean, this is something I repeat over and over and over again on the channel. You get a massive change in character on volume. Pay attention, okay? And look for the next triple R. Well, it was right there. Already hit 2R. I mean, come on, guys. So now, just rolling that into other thoughts. So we've got something like this. Like, look at that. There's a triple R. Big breakout, first triple R. Another thing I say all the time, you have a box breakout, first triple R, breakout, first triple R, bang. Like, come on. This is very attractive stuff. Taiwan also, I mean, running away. So what do we do with this? But even look back here, breakout to all-time highs on volume, first triple R. I can't cherry pick this. This is structure. This is a way to participate in leadership. Okay, the triple R and my other 5 continuation models give me the way to get this as a box breakout. This is a box breakout. You guys have heard me talk about this a million times. It breaks out, first triple R. Bang, right there. All right, it's how you participate in leadership, all right? With ground rules, right? So it has rules, things that keep us out of it if things invalidate. If you've not seen it, there is masterclass.warrensnacks.com. You can go see what the triple R is on that. Check it out, guys. Check it out. Let me say we've got too much to cover today. All right, so we have Colombia here. All-time high volume here on the weekly. Highest volume ever. Trying to change character and get moving here. Well, it has really changed character. It's trying to continue here on all-time high volume. Pay attention. Pay attention to this. And then, guys, think about it. I mean, that's a 13% move. Okay, if this thing really breaks out and gets going, you're talking 5 to 15% moves likely in the future on triple R's on Colo here, the Colombian ETF. Hey, pay attention. Peru, check this guy out. Look at that, changing character. Look at the rip, all right? We're getting a little bit of sideways consolidation, changing character here. So roll this down maybe over into the daily and see what we have. Yeah, the next triple R on this, you guys, is likely to test top of range. So what does that look like? Maybe something like this, pulls back, holds it, doesn't break the structure, like doesn't invalidate the whole move, okay? And then re-triggers triple R above that range. Guys, that's a high probability trade, okay? So look, I don't want to spend all day on this, but that is one of the main things I wanted to talk about today is pay attention to these emerging markets. They're hot. They are hot. We've got just a simple emerging markets ETF right here. Look at this. Come on. Come on. This is beautiful. I mean, the entire market rolled over, breaks back out, first triple R. This is a massive sideways consolidation zone. Look at it. And the weekly worked. Look at that weekly. It breaks out, shake and go on the weekly. Another model, a breakout, fake out, shake out, pulls back, does not break structure, re-triggers, bang. Move it to the daily. The market's cleaned up. Bang. Already hit 2R. This stuff is in play, you guys. This stuff is in play. There's a couple new ones that came onto my radar here today. So what is this? This is Spain, okay? Trying to break out here. Got a bit of a range. Let it break out, next triple R. We've got Denmark. This is, nothing to do with this just yet. I think there was a couple that were more attractive. Yeah, Norway. Look at this. Look at Norway breaking out. What do you think I'm going to say? Next triple R. Next triple R on this thing. Imagine. Just imagine. Don't imagine. This is a lot of times what happens. It's broken out, pulls back, retests the prior all-time high level, holds it, and then re-triggers back over the 9. Stop, entry to our target. Yep, if that plays out, it's going to be a high probability trade. All right, guys, let's move on. I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Emerging markets are on my radar. And moving back over into the U.S. markets, guys, things look pretty good to me. Things look pretty good. I'm going to keep an eye on the XLF, on financials. A lot of these money center banks or the big banks are really, really attractive right now, breaking out blue sky territory. What do you think I'm going to say? Next triple R, let's review a couple of them. MS. Come on. Look at this. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. You get a little bit of a breakout, triple R, that one worked. But now that it's trying again, another triple R right there, it worked. Right now, I don't love the sector because through all of this, the XLF is under its 200, right? But this was a leader in the sector, and now that it's gone, so this is the point, right? Do we get a macro event or something that just pulls all of the market back? Guys, that's an opportunity. Look, make sure we hold structure. Go find recent leadership, triple R'ing. So that's the scenario there is that like the market, something happens, pulls the market back, okay? This comes back down under the 9, doesn't break the recent swing low, re-triggers above. This is the leader. Morgan Stanley is leading the financial sector higher among Goldman Sachs and a few others, right? Like let's check out Goldman Sachs. Look at this. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful. Guys, next triple R on this. So again, that's what I'm visualizing as someone who's been staring at charts for 13 years. This is very likely, this is going to triple R again, right? It's going to pull back. It's going to retrace. And if it triple R's, which is a rule set, it's if this and that. We have our all-time high breakout. We have the hottest bank in the world right now, okay? Breaking out. If it pulls back, retracement, reaction at or around our level. What's our level? In this case that I'm staring at now would be prior all-time highs. Sometimes it's the recent swing low. Different things. Go watch the videos if you need to. Remounts the 9. Guys, that's come on. That's what we're looking at. And my point there is maybe these things are going to drag the XLF up over its 200, get that whole sector in line with the move. And then again, a macro event pulls this thing back under the 9. It doesn't break structure, re-triggers up through. You're jumping in the hottest bank in the world on a high probability entry model with a set of ground rules. This is how you participate in the next piece of the move in leadership. This is it, you guys. This is it, and it is hot. Oh, I gotta say that. Chat. I'm really happy, man. I talk about this from time to time, like why I did this. Like, I needed an outlet. I'm so grateful for it, for the audience. It really helps me to come in here and repeat my process over and over and over again. Now that I'm working with people and teaching it to people, I ingrained it into my own head, my own way before, but now like I get to live it. It's just at all times. I don't have to go talk to my wife about it. I got you guys. But I always said from the jump that this is not a call room. I'm going to teach you an edge, right? I'm going to teach you 6 models that have statistical significance, and then I'm going to help you manage your capital better. I'm going to teach you risk management practices, how to build the right risk profile, and how to tie it all together with proper timing with market breadth. That was always my vision and my goal, and I always said I want to create self-reliant traders. Well, here we are, right? Like I turned the cameras on, started this whole thing in August. I started the first boot camp in October. We went into a October 10th corrective change of character, November 20th, another one. We went into a corrective money protection mode, like capital protection mode for months. So I had to come in here and every day and do something less sexy than talk about triple R's and a hot market and all that stuff. But now we're in a hot market. And guys, a bunch of you have been with me for a while and the chat has grown and people are active. And what I'm getting at, this long-winded way of saying, I'm so proud to see you guys sharing ideas. Like yesterday, a bunch of you guys were using some nice ways of describing. I saw like dark forest green on, I think it was ANET you guys were talking about. Robin was talking about this ANET gap down reversal, another one of the models, right? And getting up into that. Whoo, NVIDIA. What did you say, Mike? some ridiculously green, but something like that off of this triple R back here when this guy was up here. Whoo-wee, baby. I mean, hot move. That's a two-day move. Two-day move. Getting paid, baby. Getting paid. Guys, this stuff works more often than not. And again, I am so proud to see. Like, I didn't want to be the only one bringing the value. That was the point that I was trying to make, that I always said originally when I started this. I don't want to be the only one bringing value to the room. And I'm not. And I love it. I love it, guys. I am so excited about where this is all going. Guys, if you want to join a community that's about it, okay, that's focused. It's not some hype-heavy freaking guru-chasing call room. All right, people trading, learning an edge, trading with it, sharing together, growing together. That's what's happening. We're pulling it off. That's what we're making, guys. Thank you. But anyways, let's get into the stuff. Oh, bootcamp.warrensnacks.com. That'll give you the information on it. Let's start looking at some things, guys. I've got some things to review, some ideas. We talked about emerging markets. All right. Anyways, let's just start talking about some stuff. So we have ZM here. This is a thing that we've been talking about in the community and stuff. Look, we really liked this all time. We tried to play this back here. All right. It's a box breakout, and then we got a triple R. It's the box breakout. So what happens? We let it go. We don't like to buy breakouts. We let it come back, hold structure, re-trigger over the 9, give the next triple R after the box breakout is our entry. But the markets got real slippery back then, and that one just didn't work. But things cleaned up in the market. This thing broke back out, and then we were watching it, and we're like, man, this is attractive, but we got earnings. You can't take that the day before earnings. So gaps up on earnings, and then when that happened, it came back up. People were like, hey, zoom, and it's like, okay, either go peg play or go next triple R. Well, what is that? What does that mean? Okay, it gapped up. You can't buy the gap up. Okay, they shake these things. I've seen it happen too many times. To me, okay, that's all that matters. They shook me out way too many times that I've created I wait for the confirmation. I wait for it to happen, pull back, confirm, and resume trend, re-trigger, right? And that's where we get in. Now we have ground rules, all this stuff. So that's what happened. It pulled back, all right, held structure, didn't break the recent swing low. Bang, right there, triple R. You got paid a couple days later. Okay, I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And then we got the Victoria's Secret, my favorite narrative out there. They changed, it was VSCO, it's not anymore, which I think is partly why it came off of my radar, but now it is VSXY. What is this thing now? Sexy, V-Sexy. Oh, we're doing fun. Sorry, VSXY. There she is. So there's a few things I want to cover here, guys. This has long been one of my favorite counter AI narratives. Without getting too weird here, people are going to need panties. You got to get the sexy panties even when we roll into robot girlfriends. You can't just have a naked robot in the closet. Like, you got to get it something, okay? Look, I don't think Victoria's Secret is going anywhere, but structurally, this thing has been on my radar for a while because it's an IPO cycle, one of the 5 models. Okay, that one lays in with the box breakout IPO cycle. It's the same idea. You have a range that forms over time, and then it becomes a measured move when it finally does break out of that and hold structure. So that's what we're looking for here now. And yes, I did just say that I am looking for a measured move out of Victoria's Secret. Puts us all the way up there, the 120 area. I can't see. What are we? 135 area on a measured move for Victoria's Secret. Now, does that mean this is going to go vertically straight up into it? No, it doesn't. I have seen that happen on leaders, but still respect structure. We got a bit of a gap here. See what happens. So you can't buy first day up, okay, coming off of that, right? Like, it just broke out on earnings. So what do? You can do peg play or next triple R. See if they shake people out a little bit. It pulls back up into it. Let the 9 catch up. Take it back up through the area. Try to get yourself into something that, as I said, that's going to be a pretty significant measured move. That's 80-ish% from current levels. 70, whatever. Okay. Yeah, this is attractive. Always has been. So we'll keep that on the radar. Let's keep it moving. MXL is one that I was looking at yesterday. I think this is relevant. I will continue to look at it today, but I want to talk about something you guys know in the community and boot camp and stuff. But I don't buy stuff right out of the gate, and this is a perfect example why. Things can get a little wild at market open. I was looking at this thing triggering right up through this level. And but it did it right out of the gate in the first 10 minutes of the market open, and you can see it put in a top and just rolled over to invalidate. So that is why the rules roll over into my entry. So it triggered on the daily, okay, coming out of the gate. Yes, it opened here and triggered in the first 10 minutes. Okay, but I say all the time, you need to go look at the intraday chart, reset your levels, and try to let the market open and settle for a bit. For me, that number is about 30 minutes. Okay, within that, we typically see a range get set for the day, which then matters. Okay, so what I would have liked to have seen, and I was looking at it, was it not take out day's low, right? Because it opened, pushed down, pushed up. I would have liked to have seen that not get taken out. So when it pulled back, something in that world, and I would have taken it. That's why you can see where the possible trade box is there. That's what I was looking at yesterday for MXL, but it didn't happen. And because I have rules, we stayed out of the trade. Okay, it is what it is. It's still on the radar. Like, his thing didn't do anything crazy. It's still holding this swing low structure from back here. It's on the radar today through yesterday's high. Right? And then the same rules. Like, if it rips out of the gate through yesterday's high, okay, let it go. It'll pull back intraday. And then it becomes, hey, on that pullback, does it hold yesterday's high and start to curl back up? You can think about buying that, or just think about high of day again, things like that. Or what do we get? Do we get a bit of like a, well, I would want it through yesterday's high. Another scenario could be that it comes up and it just ranges below, and you could take that breakout. Okay? So, yeah, a couple options. It'll be on the radar today. I mentioned UEC in yesterday's watch list video and should have taken it. I didn't, just because I wasn't sure I wanted to get leaps on this thing, and it was a little tight on there for contracts. But frankly, I probably could have punched out of that yesterday for 100+%. If I had gotten 21-ish day contracts, that would have been, wow. Okay, a little bit of a missed op there, but it's all good. Pay attention to the sector. You could roll over to U. Sort of the same idea. So here you go. Same idea. Look at U's over the 50. Little continuation day. Do we get an inside day? We'll see. Or does this just continue higher? Yeah, just pay attention to the sector. It's a theme. It's a narrative that I'm very interested in. I'd like to find a way into it long term. So maybe that's it right there. Maybe I'll jump over and take the U's weekly trigger. Okay. Yeah, I think I might rethink this. Certainly not from like a FOMO or I wish I took yesterday's trade, just structurally narrative based. Like, come on, this is an important sector moving forward. You have your change of character on volume, holding structure, following through. All right, I'm talking myself into it because it's my model, right? This is a narrative play model for me with the structure. Triple R weekly trigger looks really good to me. We got Chef here, something that, it's been on my radar a few times. Get a big push off of earnings, possibly getting our first triple R right here. Keep that on watch. Chef can move. Yeah, I've seen Chef trend pretty well from time to time. It can also chop, but it can move. So I wouldn't say that's my favorite, but it's got the look, right? So you're breaking out, sort of pulling back, retesting the area, re-triggering, bang, entry, stop to our target. I can see it. You got COCO, a name I've never looked at before, but ClearTape put this on my radar today when I was flipping through the rotation page. Actually, I believe it was the leaders page here in consumer discretionary. Let's take a quick look at this. What are we seeing? Oh, there's another point I wanted to make. We'll get to that. Sorry, I told you I was excited today. This is it, right? This is the time to lock in, focus, right? Pay attention, find the leadership, spot the rotation, all the things we want to be doing. But here in consumer discretionary, where did I find this thing? Oh no, it's consumer staples. Yeah, COCO right there. Yeah, so it just caught my eye here. Looks like an earnings gap up that ripped. Was really hard to get into this thing. Our first triple R since the big move. Okay, that's all we're looking at here. So I like the look of COCO. Possible triple R here. We got VNET. Now this is interesting. I'm usually not a huge fan of the China trade just because of headline risk, all the stuff. But I've started to get it a little more lenient to that idea because we're just simply in a headline, like the whole market is headline sensitive, okay, especially at these extended levels and stuff like that. I want to stop like singling out China as a headline risk. That's just not fair anymore, okay. Anyways, guys, this is kind of attractive to me. This is one of the main data center build out providers for China, guys. All-time high volume recently. Pay attention. All right, pay attention. This is a narrative play, rounding bottom, breaking out, holding structure, accumulation. This is actually something I might look at this pretty closely here through 12, I guess. A little bit of a wider stop, but I don't see a reason to have to take contracts on this. Yeah, you don't have to take contracts on this. I'm interested. I don't know exactly how I would play it just yet, but I am interested. Snow, another one. This is a recent narrative play, IPO cycle look, all kinds of stuff. But look at this, getting a big pop in volume, getting a little bit of a pullback. So this rolls over into what could possibly become a peg play. We're looking at Snow. So y'all know the rules on that. We need a fixed range volume profile, point of control, and a anchored VWAP. So yeah, this thing pulls back a little bit more, holds up. We can look at it, but it could also just be simply a triple R if that 9 catches up. Yeah, it's on the radar. Big change of character off of earnings on volume. Next triple R on this thing is very attractive. Line that up with something like IGV, right? The way that IGV is looking, same exact thoughts here, guys. This thing wanted to roll, it did not. This is called capitulation, okay? They're squeezing them out, whatever you want to call it. This is a change of character getting back over our moving averages, and I'm looking for the next triple R here, right here in the ETF of software. So that looks something simply like a pullback. Okay, hold structure. And structure for me on this one, I would say I'd like to see it like hold or react around the 200 and then re-trigger over the 9 through that, right? So you got stop, trigger over the 9, 2R target. I would say honestly, maybe even look for like 3R in a move like that, because if this is going to squeeze off of that capitulation, just rip faces up into all-time highs, you might as well be a part of that move. All right. You're going to have a little less volatility here than some of the individual names. It's the ETF, all this stuff. There's my idea for IGV. Maybe look for a 3R, next triple R. All right. Palantir, same idea. I need Palantir up through the 200. It's something you could play. All right. So this thing is pulling back. If it re-triggers up through the 200, could be your triple R trigger. Usually I like to use the 9, but this is the highest moving average. I need it above all of them kind of deal. So yeah, that's the idea there in Palantir. That could get a bit squeezy. And then Oracle looks a little bit more like IGV, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Guys, next triple R on this thing is very attractive. So let it pull back, whether it's soon or if it keeps pushing. Wait, it will pull back, okay? And it'll give you a triple R or it won't, okay? That's the beauty in it, right? You're either given a high probability setup or you're given a rule set to keep you out of the trade. All right, guys, I think that's it. Exciting day. Oh, XLB. The other thing I wanted to talk about, you guys, we see very clearly here in ClearTape going to rotation, XLB. I mean, metals and mining is going vertical, okay? Absolutely vertical, aggressive inflow signal here out of metals and mining, so we need to be paying attention. You got copper, you got electrification, you got steel, coal, all the stuff is happening in the sector. We want to be watching it. We want to be playing it. Let's go XLB. We're there. It's also, getting itself back up over the moving averages on volume. Guys, come on. This is what we want to be doing, is paying attention to the materials sector. You got a box breakout happening right here. Bang, bang, bang. There's a new trade idea. It's not here yet. Okay, you should already be in this triple R if you're going to trade it. But for the next trade idea here in copper, look at that. You got a range. Let it break out of it. Okay, let it maybe do a shake and go, come back in, don't break structure, which is like all the way down here, re-trigger through the area, or let it go, run away in next triple R above. Guys, y'all know what's good. That is a very interesting trade for me. We got STLD. We need look at that. Rip into all-time highs, first triple R. Next triple R is very attractive as well. Coal, so what is that? That's a HCC, I think. Warrior Met Coal is a good attractive name in this. So this is ripping up into all-time highs. What do? I just said it. I'll say it again because it matters, because it repeats. This is structure. This is important. Okay, this is trading with edge. I'm showing you things that repeat. I'm showing you the qualifiers for it. We're ripping up into all-time highs on volume. We have structure to trade off of, to risk off of. We don't have to be opinionated. All right, we can execute based on an edge, not our opinion. So let this thing triple R, whether it's all the way up here or if it does a little bit of a shake and go back through the area. Bang, there's your 2 entries into the coal trade. There's a couple more names that are interesting in that space, but you know what? I think that's enough, you guys. That should be more than enough. Keep your eyes on tech, obviously. Okay, I mean, this stuff just keeps going higher. I did notice something like DELL. Yeah, see, here we go. Let's see if we get a peg play on DELL. All right, keep your eyes out for that. What was that other one the other day? HPE. All right, so look, keep your eyes on this for a peg play. There's a video on the channel if you want to understand that a little bit better. Wow. I got to cut it because I'll just go forever. There's a lot out there. You guys stay safe, manage your risk. I'll see you in chat later on. Pretty work, boys and girls. Pretty boys and girls. Pretty work, y'all. So glad to be a part of it, to have you all. Let's just keep working. This is the time. This is the time to lock in. Let's stay safe, manage our risk. Go make some money. See you soon.